Welcome back to the people on the live stream. I think we're now streaming live on TechCrunch, everybody. So if you want to take off your clothes and run in front of the camera, this is the time to do it. You'll be in front of 1.2 million people on Twitter and a few million on the website. So yeah, go on, say hello. Say hello to the camera. Hello. We're in Latvia, we're in Riga, everybody. Welcome to the Baltics. And so we're going to have a chat now with one of Europe's preeminent entrepreneurs. And guys, if you're at the back and you want to pipe down, maybe go to whisper level on your conversations, that would be great. Thank you. So I know Lars reasonably well, but I'm going to try and see if I can't get some information out of him that maybe we haven't heard before.
Oh, what a surprise.
Well, what a surprise. Is your mic on?
It's not working? Is it working?
It is.
No.
You need to sort of talk into it. So I don't know if many people know, but Lars is one of Europe's preeminent entrepreneurs. I was reading that you first got onto the internet in 1989 via an acoustic coupler.
Yeah, this was pretty... yeah, I think we're
Were you a
surfing now 80,000 times faster than back then.
Yes, quite a lot faster. Were you a hacker? Did you ever do any phone freaking?
I know...
We're just amongst friends. No police here.
No. I know a few things about international communication systems, yes.
That's a very diplomatic answer.
As always, Mike.
Did you ever try and did you ever see war games where they go, tic-tac-toe and try and, hack into nuclear missiles?
We haven't been that bad. But actually, talking about phone freaking, my favorite all-time story about phone freaking was in beginning of 90s when conferencing or conference lines were pretty new to the world. And we all hacked into the conference lines and called random numbers in Germany and said, we're from the German Post back then, before Deutsche Telekom, and we proudly announced that you're now on mobile phone. So you can switch off, you can take a knife and unwire your phone and
You actually did that?
Of course, people, especially in Germany, they're suspicious. So we forwarded the call and put some noise in the line, and someone else said, I'm the superior of AAB, so you can really trust it's real.
And the people on the end of the line followed orders and.
Yeah, they didn't know to speak then to more than one person at the same time, like a conference line. So. Yeah, we had a few successes.
That sounds like a great idea.
I'm not sure if it's still working.
No, I think it might be tricky, although I do love it when people walk around with those phones attached to iPhones, with the traditional iPhone. Fantastic. Now, just being vaguely serious for a second, you were best known for founding Xing, the business social network in Germany, but also, it went international fairly soon after. In fact, I remember joining it myself. Open Business, what was it? Open BC?
It was Open BC before we changed the name to Xing.
Yeah, I remember joining it myself, thinking this was kind of interesting.
So finally, I had all your contact details.
Yeah, you've got all of you and Path. Path has all my entire address book, apparently, according to TechMeme, and you had all my contact details. But what inspired you to do that initially?
Xing or Hack Forward?
Let's start with Xing and then we'll move on to Hack Forward.
But maybe more talk about Hack Forward because it's more fun, and Xing is so old. It started in 2003, this decades ago in internet age.
Fine, whatever you want to do. I was just interested to. Were you inspired initially to become an internet entrepreneur? Just because you like the technology, or you wanted to be in business?
I'm always the tech guy. I dropped out of university on the first day and started my first company. So I took a different path, and Zing was actually my third company. And I always wanted to know the contacts of my contacts. So in the end, and this is also one of the recommendations I give to entrepreneurs, is just follow your passion and build a product for yourself first. Don't try to imagine certain markets, just see the problem yourself, build a product and be happy with it. And success will follow if you're not the only one who is having this kind of problem.
So, okay, let's fast forward. Everyone's fairly familiar with your experience at Zing, and you IPO'd the company, and then eventually went onto the board, and etc. Now you've left the board, but you went on to found Hack Forward. Now, at the time, this is 2009, I think, right?
2010, yeah.
2009,
No.
2010.
Which year we have now? I found it actually really last year, 18 months ago.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
properly about 18 months ago. But what was the need that you decided to fill? Why did you decide to create Hack Forward in the first place?
I once again built a product.
And I think actually we should sort of tell people what it is, just in case you don't know.
I think a few people actually know Hack Forward. I'm not doing the seed camp ask question, because I just want to make sure that everybody after my talk knows Hack Forward. So once again, I built a product for myself because starting Zing, I really enjoyed working with engineers, and by heart I'm a product guy, but I admire people who can actually write code, and I think that geeks are the artists of the 21st century, and there is who actually can write code. I can at least question a few. So you're actually my audience today. The rest I'm not so interested in. I think that, especially in Europe, it is so much easier to get funding if you're an MBA, can write nice charts, etc. But the people who are actually driving the engine are the engineers, and I'm just in love with them. So, and since I didn't want to work 20 hours again like Zing, but wanted to work with people I really admire, geeks, I founded a company which supports geeks only. So it's we're not a VC, we're not an accelerator, we're still not really sure what we are, but we invest as an investment company, we invest in geeks only. And we've done now 13 investments over the last 18 months. And yeah.
Well, that is one of the things about Hack Forward, is that although, I mean, it's useful for journalists like myself to call you guys an accelerator, because we love categories and we love to pigeonhole people, and it's just sort of easier for us. And in many ways, you are quite a different animal. I mean, Seed Camp is very mentor-based and very sort of does these many different events around Europe. You guys, Springboard, John Bradford, who was here earlier, much more about physically locating people. And you guys, you're investing in teams all around Europe, but also all the founders. Europe. Very interesting. All of the founders have to go through a test to see if they are actually technical co-founders.
We use a coding test, and everybody who's doing this with excellent results, we actually really look at the applications, and we're referrer based only. So the only people who you can't really apply at Hack Forward, you must hack your way through the system. And this is by contacting people who are already funded by us or who are referrers. Andres, who is doing this amazing tech hub here, is one of our referrers. Sven from Turka in Estonia is a referrer. Jaro, where's Jaro from Vilnius? Not here. He's a referrer. So these are the people we trust and like, and who are active in the local environments, and they see very early on our dream team, which is like 1 to 3 founders, technical, highly skilled, developing something which is radical new, where hopefully there is even the question, is there a market for this? And we go then, why not? Let's give them a year time So we invest up to 200,000 euros for always 27%. And we just try. We're eager to see new things.
The amount you invest is unusual in Europe because often a seed camp is 50,000 euros, Springboard, 5,000 per team member, which is, obviously quite small ramen noodle, as it were. You guys, 100, 200, up to 200,000 per team and it kind of goes for a whole year, doesn't it? And you take this 27%. Traditionally speaking, accelerators have taken between, Y Combinator takes about 6%, C Camp between 6 and 10 sometimes. But you guys are different. 27% is a lot for an equity into a company.
I think for what we give, it's actually a cheap program. Because the access to the best geeks in the world we offer, to the best in terms of mentoring sessions, best 24/7 co-working is priceless. So when you have people who created AdSense, Google AdSense on the board, people who created like several companies, who've been the CEO of Skype and others, having those kind of people involved and be accessible over a year time, we take and we incorporate the companies at what we call pre-seed. So the ideal combination is people still working at a company, creating a pet project at night, which they really, really like, and rather to work for Accenture or some else companies, they really want to push their pet project to the big stage, and we're helping to get this pet project out of the closet into the big space and help companies to really grow. So we are not just about accelerating companies, we're really about lasting companies, and therefore you need more money, you need more more hands in the game.
You call yourself Chief Executive Geek at HackForward as opposed to CEO. You also do these interesting things where you meet up 4 times a year, once per quarter, and you get all the companies in one big room. Traditionally, you used to do this in Menorca, nice and sunny. Mallorca, sorry, a nice sunny place.
Just a story about you and Mallorca. So
okay.
We always met in Mallorca because it's like the cheapest place actually to get to in entire Europe. There's from everywhere, there are low-cost airlines, and hotels and venues are super cheap.
And it's sunny.
And very sunny, so it feels like Silicon Valley actually. This is definitely one of the advantages of Silicon Valley, but
why don't we all just move there anyway? Seems like a good idea.
And we had the party theme all in white. The only one who didn't get really the concept, who's always in dark clothes, was Mike. So we had like 40 people in white, and you just in black. And if you go to HackForward, our blog, you see this amazing picture of geeks who can actually party.
I'm just really disappointed I only ever got to go to one in the sun. And alas.
But now you're going to Berlin, and Berlin is definitely the second.
So now you're meeting up in Berlin 4 times a year. Why are you doing it in Berlin?
Berlin is sexy. Yeah.
It's just sexy.
No, it's
Riga's not sexy. It's certainly Riga's sexy, no? Looks pretty sexy from up here.
It's my first time actually in Riga, and it's really cold here. And the taxifier, I said like it's minus 14 degrees. It's incredibly cold, and he said like it's really warm today. Last week we had minus 30. So yeah, Berlin.
Pretty cold in Berlin as well.
So Berlin. Why Berlin? I think.
But
Berlin,
why Berlin? Seriously.
Is the second big tech hub besides London, and this city is so much cheaper. There's so much more access now to different startups. I think, especially for foreign startups, they're just moving to Berlin because there's there's, besides other entrepreneurs and great startups, there's also this kind of creative scene, lots of partying, and just about people who try the impossible.
Do you think there's...
and it's like half the price of London, so for those who want to consider.
Absolutely. Well, do you think that there's something, I mean, you've been an observer of the European scene for a while as well. What's your view? I mean, do you think that there's a kind of an interesting kind of bridge being formed between London, Berlin, the Baltics, the Nordics, for instance? What do you see?
I think our Silicon Valley is entire Europe, with certain clusters, and certain clusters are bigger than like London and Berlin. But we see all over the place, we're seeing local stand-ups, local tech hub events, TechCrunch events. So we're just more, a bit more apart, more distributed, but together. And yes, I'm a German, but I'm thinking as a European of myself. We have the ability to really create the next billion-dollar companies coming out of Europe right now.
What's your impression of the companies and startups that you see in the Baltic region?
I think now is the time, isn't it?
You tell me. You're the investor.
No, I'm coming here to Riga because I'm just interested in meeting new people, and it's amazing to see like 250 people in just here. I'm coming here to see Andres work with TechHub, which is just incredible. And for the I've seen TechHub Riga and TechHub London, and I have to say that you guys have now to improve London if you want to meet up the standards of Riga. But I'm also coming, and I'm really, really pleased to announce that we have the first Riga startup in our Hack Forward program, our first Latvian company. And Uldis, where are you? Here. Please stand up and give a big hand of applause to Uldis. Uldis has been working together with his co-founder Raymond on this amazing infographic company, Infogram, which is also pitching this afternoon. We've seen Uldis' company and his vision of becoming the Adobe Illustrator for infographics. And infographics is definitely one of the hot things anyway. And we just fell in love with him, with his co-founder, and this great vision he has. And so we said we want to have him in the Hack Forward program. And I hope you tweet, actually, because it's first-time news.
I'm trying to do it to get online right now. Okay, quick questions, anybody, who, before we move on to our next panel, any questions for Lars Hinrich from Hack Forward?
I want to mention two more things about Hack Forward.
Go ahead.
So we are doing this kind of 4 times a year events, and we have amazing guest speakers like Thorsten Reil, who's like the #1 in games, Werner Vogels and others. And they're joining us really for 4 days out of their busy schedules. And all of the talks are actually broadcasted and video screened on our site. And for all your founders, co-founders, or people who are just interested in learning more about it, it's on passionmeetsmomentum.com. We have over 50 videos, which really like perfect learning experience, like how to really build a brand, how to get gamification right, etc. It's like, we call it like TED for geeks, and everybody who's interested should visit it. And the second thing, which is maybe a bit unusual about Hack Forward, is we also have a prize which we call Hack Now, which is a youth programming competition we do once a year for everybody who's under 18 who can really code. And last year we had a 15-year-old guy from Spain who just in summer created a desktop operation system in an HTML5 just within 2 months. So it's just incredible, and we are really about supporting geeks, geeks only.
I think that's pretty much come through. Do you have a time for one or two questions?
You've had a few.
There's one
Anyone
at
else
the
want
right over there. Let's use the mic, then it will go out on to TechCrunch.
I have a question.
Why don't you stand up? Then we can see
No,
you.
I better not stand up.
No, come on. Stand up, come on. This is the new world, not the old world.
So I have a question about ACTA. What is your opinion on this topic? Because I think it's not clearly explained yet.
Are you talking about ACTA, the copyright trade agreement? Wow, that's one from the left field.
But maybe I can share a talk
Sure.
I just had with the German Chancellor. I said, no to SOPA, no to ACTA, and no to copyrights on software. I'm quite simple on that one.
What did she say, Angela?
She invited me to come back and explain it.
That sounds like a politician's answer. I think it's very interesting what ACTA has created a real wave amongst people. I mean, I don't know if you know, but please Google it, ACTA. This is a sort of legislation by stealth being created by some trade bodies. And I think it's very, very dangerous for the software and the startup and technology community. Be worth in educating yourself.
Different and dangerous for companies outside of America.
Absolutely, yes. If you're going to be sued by an American firm, ACTA is the way to go. Final questions anymore? Okay, one more just over the front here.
Yeah, well, it's my job to ask questions. You talk about geeks and engineers and all of that, but there have been these sort of cycles in the IT industry where there were times when there were sort of engineer-run, engineer-dominated companies, which of course had both their strengths but also had their weaknesses, that these people often lived in sort of engineering ivory towers and didn't pay much attention to what the customers in the real world were doing. They were just making up fantastic little gadgets that sort of danced on the floor for them.
So it's much easier to teach a logical thinking geek business than the other way around. This is first point to the answer. And within our company, and I said we're co-working with the geeks, we have a guy, Miko, who's amazing in marketing. He set up several Google countries. We have another guy, David, who is the #1 in recruiting. He actually recruited 20% of Google Europe. And together with my co-workers, we really help the companies 24/7. And if you add this up to the mentors we have, people from like best positions in certain companies and academic, etc., we take the geeks at our events and at our time to really educate them over this kind of one period, over 1 year. And I think if you ask people who are in the program, like Cass from Outlander Studios from Latvia, Lithuania here. I think all Baltics is like just one. You should, as John said, erase the borders here. It's like one gigantic hub of fantastic talent. And ask or speak with Cass about what we try to educate and bring and support the engineers who are on our program.
Great, thank you very much,
Thanks very
Lars
much
Henrik
for having
from Hack
us.
Forward. Thank you.